a great question. So I kind of look at play, bringing play to work in a couple of different ways. One is actually sort of making time for making or creating opportunities for people to actually just not work, like stop work and not and spend some time playing together. Whether that's have a corporate sports team that once a week they meet and they play beach volleyball together, or they play kickball or softball or soccer, whatever. Have a corporate sports team, or if your company's maybe not super sporty or you have a mix, maybe have a company choir. Imagine if your wife worked at a place where they had a company choir or a company band where they could get together and play music together once a week or once every 2 weeks, play music together. Or like we do, we have a company book club. So every 2 months we read a new book together and then we discuss the book. And it's just a different way of, it's not about work, but we're learning together and we're sort of playfully, I think of reading as a bit of a form of play, because you kind of just can get into the moment, you lose yourself in a book, and then you can talk about the book. So there's that sort of, it could be once a month, go do karaoke together as a company. Once a month, go do a cooking class together. Somehow get together socially. Do a virtual event. We call them lunch and laughs, where hire a company like Jam to once a month do trivia or an escape room or a game show or bingo. There's so many ways to play. You don't even have to be in person. You can do it virtually. So it's about making time for these social connections. That's one way to integrate play into work. The other way is actually how you run your business day to day. So things like celebrating great work being done. We have a shout out channel in Slack or Microsoft Teams. We use Microsoft Teams, but whether you use Slack or Microsoft Teams, have a channel called shoutouts, and you'll start to get the leaders in your company to start to celebrate great work being done. Little by little, you'll start to see other people shouting out others for great work. So every day, I'll see 2 or 3 different shoutouts coming out about people that I maybe don't get to work with all the time, but I see that they're doing great work because other teammates are celebrating them. And that costs nothing. It costs no money, and it can be a playful way to celebrate them. When we welcome a new employee to our team, the onboarding experience is very playful. So when they come to our office for their first day at work, or whether it's virtual or in person, but when they come in person, we have our whole team, whoever can be in the head office that day, is wearing either their when you have been on our team for a year, you get your veterans jersey, you get a hockey jersey that is the Jam logo on it, and the back is your number is the year that you started and your name. And so everyone's either wearing their veterans jersey, or if they're not a veteran yet, they're still in their first year, they have their hoodie, their Jam hoodie. Everyone's wearing their gear. And when the people come in on their first day, the music is blaring, and they have a high five tunnel to welcome them. And so it's just this, again, it costs nothing. It's just 5 minutes for our team to gather and welcome them. And it's a playful way to support someone joining the team on their first day. And it makes a big impact. When we run our meetings, we press play to start every meeting. So we spend about 3 minutes. Whoever's leading the meeting is encouraged to find a playful way to connect. When we run our meetings, we'll have a dodgeball sitting on the boardroom table. And so you don't get to speak unless you're holding the ball. And when it's your turn to speak, or when you're done speaking, you pass the ball to whoever else is ready to speak. It's a playful way to remind people, don't take up too much time talking, and don't interrupt. If you don't have the ball, let the person who has the ball finish speaking. So there's just a lot of playful ways. And I mean, I could go on for days and days and days with ideas for how to have fun at work. I mean, yeah, I could go on forever. That's and I will tell you for your listeners, I have a 10-page PDF if they'd like to download. It's called 10 Ways to Integrate Play into the Workplace, and it's a very easy way to integrate playful ideas. So I've given you a link for that. I think it's It's Kristi Herold, KristiHerold.com/insights25. So if they go to that, they can download my 10 ways to integrate play into the workplace. And there's also a 25% savings there if they'd like to try a Jam virtual event for their team to have some fun, have a lunch and laugh. The laughter is guaranteed or your money back, and they can get a 25% savings. So